everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing kind of like a quick and easy get ready with me video. I'm not even gonna lie, I do look a little bit rough today. I don't know what's happening with my skin, but I'm like breaking out everywhere. You can see on my forehead, my chin, my face, basically everywhere. I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. And yeah, if you'd like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is prime my lids. It's been a while since I have filmed, so I'm trying to like get back in the groove a little bit here. So I'm just using my concealer. Any concealer will work. I'm just using the concealer that kind of just had laying next to me. Just going to grab a brush to blend it out a little bit. You can use a finger even if you want to. Just make sure they're clean so you don't spread any bacteria or anything like that. I'm gonna grab a little flat brush and a little bit of translucent powder to set that primer on my lids. Okay, so the eye look today is going to be really super easy and simple and really quick. I think I'm only going to be using like 2 shadows to do this. So the first shade I'm going to go in with this shade right here from Makeup Geek. This is the shade Creme Brulee. Just going to pick this up with my little fluffy brush here. This is a Morphe R37. Tap off the excess. I'm going to throw it right into the crease. For me, for my skin tone, this is the perfect transition shade for me. This is a really nice flesh tone shade. So I'm just kind of doing the usual back and forth motions and then blending in circular motions upward once I have less product on my brush. Next I'm going to go in with another Makeup Geek shadow. This is in the shade Cocoa Bear. I'm just going to pick a more tapered blending brush. This is the Morphe M573 and just take a little bit on there and then putting this right into the crease. I'm not blending this out high up or anything like that, just right into the socket of the eye right there. Alright, now I'm just going to pick up that first blending brush we used and not add any more product to it and just go back over that just to make sure the colors blend together well. Now I'm just going to take this little flat brush here. It's just the brush that I used to set my primer, and I'm going to go back in with that first shade we just used, that flesh tone shade, Creme Brulee. I'm just going to pack this all over the lid. This look is seriously so easy. And it takes me a little bit longer just because I'm talking through it, but if you're doing this on your own at home, getting ready, it takes seriously no time at all. Alright, so I'm going to go in with some wing liner and I'm going to use my Eyeko London, so bear with me as I try to make matching wings. Okay, so now that the wing liner is done, I'm going to go back in with that tapered blending brush and back in with that warm brown shade from Makeup Geek, the shade Cocoa Bear. And I'm going to define that shade in the crease even more. And just kind of like connect it to wherever the wing is. And just define it a tad bit more. I'm going to go back in once again with that fluffy brush with no extra product and just blend. Make sure everything looks nice and seamless. I might even go back in with that flat little brush with the Creme Brulee shade and just kind of clean the lid up just a little bit. So now to prep our lashes for some falsies, I'm going to go ahead and curl them and apply some mascara. And I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Perversion mascara to coat my lashes. And for lashes, I'm going to use my House of Lashes, the Tinkerbell collection. This is in the style Just Wing It. These are my favorite lashes ever. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on and I will be right back. Okay, so now that we've applied lashes, I'm going to go ahead and start on the rest of the face. So the first thing I'm going to do is apply some primer. I'm using my Benefit Porefessional primer. This is seriously the best stuff I've ever found for filling in my pores, and it really does work. And I don't put it everywhere. I just put it on the spots where I get, where I have the largest pores, which is right in my cheek area. And so what I do is I pat it in, and then once most of it is patted into the skin, I will lightly rub over it just to make sure it's flat and there's no like goopy spots or anything like that. I think I'm going to zoom in just a second and show you the side that I did and the side that I haven't done yet, just so you can like see the difference and like how well this actually works. It's crazy. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but this is the side that I applied the primer to right here, and then this is where, like, this is just my skin without any product on it. So if you can tell, you can see my larger pores all here, and while here it's much less noticeable. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with my LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation and I'm going to be using my beauty blender to apply it, and this shade is a little bit darker than my face. That's because I self-tanned and I did my neck and I didn't do my face. Since I am breaking out like everywhere, I didn't want to irritate my skin even more than it already was, so I just did, you know, my neck down, and I'm just going to match the difference. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I recently fell back in love with my beauty blender. I don't know what in the world was wrong with me and why I haven't used it in so long, but oh my, I missed it so much. And the great thing about a beauty blender is that when you're blending, you know, foundation or concealer out or whatever, it will soak up any like additional product, so it won't make you look cakey or anything like that if you went in with too much product. And whenever I do my foundation, I don't ever go directly under my eyes, just because I am going to be putting concealer on in a minute anyway, and I don't want underneath my eyes to be super heavy or anything like that. They are just such a sensitive area of the skin too, so I don't want them to be weighed down. Now before I put my regular concealer on, I'm going to put on this under eye brightening corrector. This is from Becca Cosmetics. So it just looks like this. It's just a slight pink shade, and I just grab this little concealer brush and I just dip into it, and I just, you don't need a lot with this product. A little bit goes a long way, and I already used a little bit too much, but that is alright. I have such dark circles under my eyes that sometimes concealer just doesn't cover it up, you know? So this definitely helps to brighten it before I use my regular concealer. And I get right here in the inner corner too, because my darkness goes like right here all the way into my inner corner. Okay, so now that we have some brighter under eyes, I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer. This is my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, which is my all-time favorite concealer. Just brightening up my under eyes with it, and I always go up like this just so it gives me more of that awake look, and then I just balance out the rest of my face by doing my chin, my cupid's bow, my nose, my forehead. I'm just going to blend that out with my beauty blender as well. It's a little bright. A little brighter than I had expected it to be. So I'm just gonna get this area really well so it's not just like a stripe between my concealer and my foundation, so it just blends a little bit better. And then I'm gonna use, Laura Mercier translucent powder. This always darkens my concealer the tiniest bit. Not like a ton, it doesn't like look bad, but enough to kind of tone it down from how bright it is. If I used my RCMA powder, it would probably brighten it up a little bit, and it's a little too bright, you know what I'm saying? Just gonna grab this little angled brush. Ooh, dip into that powder and just set the rest of my face too. Alright, so now for bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Really been loving this stuff lately. It has a super strong smell, so if you don't like really strong smells, might want to steer clear. But I don't really like strong smells either, and I really like this. I just kind of like deal, you know? So I'm just going to grab this Alexis brush. This is the 514. Just a little fluffy brush, and I'm just going to bronze up the skin. In my temples, and I always like to get the hairline. And I always feel like I always go so strong on the bronzer up here. You can see like the lines, but we'll clean that up. So I'm gonna grab that little brush I used for powder just a minute ago. I'm not gonna add any extra powder, and I'm just gonna tap over the edges just so it blends better. A little bit under my bronzer here as well and around it, because I got a little crazy. I mean, what else is new though, really? So I'm going to start on my lower lash line. I'm going to grab this pencil brush. This is the Morphe E18. And my brush looks dirty because Kinsey, my little girl, got into my makeup, and it's basically a disaster zone in here right now. So, you know, I learned to lock my door from now on. So I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to mix these two together, the two shades that we used on the lids here, the Cocoa Bear and Creme Brulee. So I'm just going to mix those together. Tap off the excess and run that on my under eyes. I'm not trying to smoke it out a lot or anything like that, just enough to balance my lower lash line with my lid. I'm not using a ton of the darker shade, mostly the lighter shade. Now for mascara, I'm going to use my L'Oreal Original Voluminous Mascara for the lower lashes. Now for a little bit of highlight around the eyes, I'm going to use this shade. I think it's from Makeup Geek 2. Yeah, it is. And this is in the shade Shimma Shimma, and this shade is really pretty. So I'm just going to grab this on this little detail brush from Morphe, it's the 213, and a little bit of this stuff goes such a long way. So I'm just going to pop it right here in the inner corner, the brow bone as well. Not a lot on the brow bone. I don't want it to be like super frosty, just a little bit to highlight, clean up, lift the brow, all that good stuff. Okay, so for the cheeks, I'm gonna use this Ofra blush, and this is in the shade, I think it's just called Peach Blush, but it looks like this, and it has a pretty shimmer to it, but it's really pretty. I wouldn't necessarily call this a blush, I would call it like a blush topper, because it is a little shimmery. It's not like a chunky glitter or anything like that, but it adds a nice like sheen to your skin. Alright, so I'm gonna use this brush here. This is Alexis brush. This is the 660, and I don't know how this is gonna work for blush, so we will see. Ooh, hi. Just gonna, I don't know why I even call this a blush. This is basically a highlight. You know. Maybe a little bit on the nose. I even go up a little bit this way. Blend up towards through the temple. Alright, and now for my lip color. I had two in mind, but I really want to try this one out right here. I don't normally like how reds look on me, but I want to try it out because I really liked it. I think it has a little bit of an orange in it, like it's a reddish orange, so hopefully it looks good. If it doesn't, I have a backup. So I'm going to try this out. This is from Colourpop, and it's the collab they did with Alexis Ren, and this is in the shade Little Weapon. So let's see how it goes. Wish me luck. Alright, and this is the finished look. I guess the red worked out because I really like it. It's really pretty. It did go on a little patchy. I had to do like a second layer and then a little touch up even after that. So I don't know if it's like a different formula or what, but I still really love the color, so it was definitely worth it. But yeah, this is the finished look. Super easy, super quick, just a little like quick, easy glam type look. You know, it's a simple eye, but you got that bold lip, so it like adds to it and gives that little extra. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Any comments, questions, or anything, leave them down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead, it's like this, light, basically how I do with everything. Just gonna blend that out with my beauty blender, it says it's translucent, which it is. I'm not sure why I smelled it. It doesn't have a smell, but there we go. Like, I just love bronzer. It's like my favorite thing in the world. Alright, so I'm gonna do, go ahead. Alright, and I don't think I'm remembering.